we live in a world where everything is just so overcomplicated. Like, it's just so overcomplicated, and it does not have to be. Your process of doing the thing that you want to do is going to look different. And when you accept that it will be different and it will be your own way of doing it, you can then move towards this abundance that is literally just waiting for you to open the door. You will open the doors to this once you accept your own path and you trust yourself. And what does that mean? Let's go deeper. So, for example, if you were to do a YouTube channel like this channel here, and you're not sure if you want to get into YouTube because you think that you really have to do a lot of editing and do a fancy thumbnail and creative titles and do all the SEO and all of these things, but that is just programming, right? That's someone else did it and they had success from it, and then they started teaching on it, and then they started making money from it, and then you think that you have to do it that way, but that's not authentic to you if you're feeling called to doing it another way. And so you might do that, but it's probably not going to feel fulfilling if it's not what you're called to doing. We want to do the things the way that we want to do them. A friend of mine here was showing me some coaching businesses, examples of coaching businesses, and how, they've done the funnel and they have all these upsells and all these things. And as soon as I've seen those things, I've seen them in the past. I did a course with Tony Robbins before during the pandemic, and it was I didn't even really know what we were signing up for. It was me and my ex, we did it. And it was just so salesy, and it was have someone answer your phone and vet out people and pretend that they work for you. It could be your cousin and your brother or whatever, just to make it seem more official and to create that drive for people to want your services more. And I was that just doesn't feel authentic to me. But when I see stuff like that, I don't like it. When I see really intense thumbnails and all these things, I don't like them. Sometimes I'll know the person and I'll know their energy and I'll click on them because I know their energy. But what you will find the most happiness with posting and sharing, this is just an example, this can go for any kind of calling that you have, but would be to do it in the way that you enjoy seeing it. And so maybe you worked with a coach before and you've seen and you want to be a coach and you see how they do it, and you see the format of their customer experience of purchasing it and reading about it, and you really like it. And so maybe that's going to be the right thing for you. But there will be so many people out there who will message you and tell you that it should be another way, that in order to get the right conversions and all these things, you have to do it a certain way. But that's just not true. I was talking to my friend here also about, YouTube and starting a YouTube or starting a podcast. And he's like, did you watch these videos when you started about how to go viral right away? And I was like, no. Maybe I had seen some marketing things for YouTube and whatnot before I started this channel at the beginning of the year. But the goal that I had with this channel and everything that I do now is that I want it to be a spiritual journey. I want to lean into how I know that I create my own reality, and I want to be responsible and aware of all of my thoughts and my decisions about everything that I do. If I'm posting YouTube videos and I'm saying, I didn't watch the viral at first video, and how am I going to go viral? Then I would, if I saw that thought, I would bring awareness around it and be like, that's not my thought. That's just something that's going to hold me back if I allow it to be my thought. And so my experience and my process has been intention. Your intention is everything. Your free will is everything. And so before every video, I've always said, thank you, angels and guides. Thank you, Source, for having this message come through me in the best way for the right audience, in the highest truth, to serve them for their highest good, and for this video to find the perfect amount of people that it needs to at this moment in time, and for the rest of the time that it is listed online. Thank you, and so it is. And then I trust the process. And when you do that, and you know that that is the certain fate of it, then you let go of everything else. Then there's no like, oh my God, it only got this many views, or oh my God, it's not selling right away, or oh my God, you know, you're just like, it's in the hands of source, whatever you want to call it. And if you're saying it's for the highest good, I choose that this is for the highest good, I choose that this is of the highest truth, then, you know, there's no other attachment to it. It's not about self-worth. It's not about, you know, improving something. It's not about any of that. It's about showing up authentically and in your truth. And if you can finish the end of the day and you can say, was I authentic today? Was I in my truth? And you can say yes, then you're successful. You have succeeded. And maybe it hasn't reached the amount of people that you want it to reach yet, the business, the idea, the goal thing that you're trying to build, but it will. And if it doesn't, it was just meant to get you to this point or that point, and it will get you to the next point. It will help you arrive at the place that you need to get to. It'll help you learn the lessons that you need to learn, meet the people you need to meet in order to keep evolving towards where you're meant to go. I just had a client call with someone and we were talking about their progression of building an online presence and business and retreats and whatnot. And how, you know, I'm watching you, lady paint. How, you know, it's really, I loved how he was saying it. It's like having this, you know, knowing that you're moving towards something, but non-attachment. And so when we have this knowing and non-attachment that we're moving towards something that is in full alignment with us, our only responsibility is to follow the joy and follow the curiosity. And sometimes that does mean making a choice, but that choice will be in alignment with your joy and your curiosity. Moving here to Europe, that required a choice. We can't just sit around and wait, you know, for everything to come to us. At some point, you do have to make a move, but you can understand if it's making the right move, if it's in alignment with your joy and your curiosity and your true joy and your curiosity, not from a program place, not from a place of like, well, other people wanted this. You have to ask yourself, is this what truly resonates with me? Why do I want this? And it will be this knowingness within yourself. If it's because you saw someone else, I need to go back up my phone. I know, we do this every day, but I just deleted some videos, so I think we made some space. But really, I don't remember all the things that I said in the last bit of the video. I thought that it was some potent stuff, so we'll see what comes up, and I'm sure it's more aligned. And so again, it has to be in alignment with your joy and your curiosity. And you also have to trust the process of it and understand that it might look a lot different than you could have ever expected. Like when I moved here to Italy, I knew that it was going to be in the unknown. I knew that I was going to walk a path that I had no idea what would happen. Like I knew I would come to Europe, I would probably buy a van, I would travel around, meet people, but I didn't know that I would be living on a horse farm in Italy and saving horses and, you know, having all these wonderful connections with community and all these different things. And so it's been such a beautiful experience to be able to start the fundraiser and to open that door and to speak from my heart space about Ladybug and to see you guys get excited about saving her with me. Like we reached that goal within just a few days and we exceeded that goal by like double. And so it was such a soul aligned experience and it was so exciting, and it came from a place of following my curiosity because I saw, you know, I overheard the conversations about the horse that I love the most here going to the slaughterhouse, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm curious, like how could I save this horse? And then I was like, oh, what about a GoFundMe? I was like, I'm curious, what happens if I write from my heart and I talk about the story of Ladybug? And then that opened the door to so many of you seeing that story and feeling into that authenticity and feeling, you know, in resonance with being on this mission with me. And so that's what will happen when we start to move into a place of alignment with our joy and our curiosity, and we'll start to embody that authenticity, which is the most expansive thing that we can be in for other people. And so when you're in your authenticity, that literally, no matter what you're doing, if you're just singing and happy and skipping on the street, or if you're just being in a space, sitting in a doctor's office, if you're just sitting in your authenticity, that has been scientifically shown to expand other people's energy as well. And so that is the best thing that you can offer this world. And when you create whatever you came to Earth to create from an authentic place, you are bringing that through your work that will be everlasting, because everything that you're going to do in this human experience is a ripple effect. And so it's best and most enjoyable and most rewarding to do it from a place from your heart, and that will look so unique. You are the pioneer of your own life, and you get to decide, you know, how you want to live. And the subconscious will have so many rejections towards that. It will tell you so many different reasons of why that is not safe, because it's unknown. And the subconscious is not responsible for keeping you happy, it's responsible for keeping you safe. And so it will do its best to keep you into the familiar, to keep you on the path of following other people's blueprints and suggestions and advice and everything. But you have all the answers within yourself, within your heart. And so if you go into that space often with your attention on it and you ask, what is the best decision for my highest good on this? How can I create this from the most authentic place? What feels best for me to move forward with in this decision? And then you can choose in that space too. I choose that, you know, this is for the highest good. I choose that this comes from a place of the highest truth. I choose to fully accept the truth of who I am. And I choose to act in my authenticity and to surrender the rest. Thank you, and so it is, right? And so we go over that in the program, 21 Days to Know Your Divine Guidance. That one is all about going into your heart space and getting familiar with your angels and guides, and really starting to be able to identify them and identify how you can ask for support from them. And then we have 21 Days to Rewire Your Mind, which is all about rewiring your mind and choosing your chosen timeline, or walking into your chosen timeline. And by visualizing your chosen timeline every single day and doing all the different exercises, you are also healing your nervous system, which allows you to be a more clear vessel for that divine information. So the programs really work so well hand in hand together. And then you can also work one-on-one with me, that is available as well. And those are all linked below, very simply, because I like to keep it simple. And I encourage you to follow whatever you're called to, and in whatever format you feel joy doing for everything in your life. And so I will leave you with that. I'm going to go feed the horses with my aunt and some other people on the farm. And then tomorrow we're going on a road trip. My aunt needs to do some paperwork for her citizenship. And so I'm going to go on a little trip with her down the coast of Italy. And then we will come back to the farm. And then I have another cousin coming to visit. And then after that, I will be going to Ireland after I get back from the States. And so a lot of adventures coming up soon. And I can't wait to bring you guys along on that journey with me. So I will see you guys tomorrow.